All right, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another Just Absolutely Boxing Podcast, episode 104. I'm Combo Breaker 99.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Boxing P.
And we back, man. We back to talk about this crazy weekend in boxing. It's one of the craziest, I think, the craziest of 2019 so far, bro.
Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Dude, the whole game's been shaking up, man. Not just the heavyweight division in particular, but like the zone. You know what I mean? Once you just look at the big picture, it's like a whole mix-up, bro. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, this weekend definitely changed the dynamics of definitely the heavyweight division, and it definitely gave some extra attention to the zone, this promotion. You know how they running things, how they're trying to come into the States and really make a name for themselves in the boxing world, and how some people feel like they're not really living up to the end of the bargain.
Yeah, because just going down the list, of course, first we talk about Anthony Joshua and his fight against Andy Ruiz, how that went. Just Josh Kelly against Ray Robinson. Callum Smith against Hassan Ndam. He was the only one that really showed improved. And
Yeah.
Of course, you had Katie Taylor, her tough fight with that Delphine Persoon. But I felt the same way about her fight. I felt like she lost that one. But overall, it just wasn't a good showing for the majority of these UK fighters trying to make their debut here, you know. I know Katie Taylor's already fought here like 6-7 times, so not really singling her out or picking on her, but the rest of these guys like, you know, AJ and Josh Kelly, they kind of been over here in the United Kingdom for a while, and, you know, gotta say it, they've been pampered to a certain extent. How do you feel about that?
I agree. It's just is levels to the boxing game, man. You know, for years the UK fighters came second to the American fighters. I mean, no disrespect, that's just the way it was. You know, these guys weren't, like you said, international. You know, a lot of these guys just stayed in the UK. The fan base is so big there that they can stay there and make money, so they don't really have to venture out necessarily. But if you want the accolades and want to be known as a world champion, you know, you have to come to the States for that validation. But for years, they never really matched up to the American fighters. I mean, that's just the way it was, and this card last week kind of showed you that it still could be some of that going on. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even with the guy like everybody's considering is the heavyweight champion, you know, the recognized heavyweight champion like Anthony Joshua, in everybody's eyes, you know, they always feel like he's better than Deontay Wilder, but once you looked at it, he wasn't really tested because, again, he was always fighting overseas. This was his debut to prove that, you know, he was a complete fighter, to prove that he is more than just a guy that fights in the UK and, you know, is protected. But the minute he stepped out of that box, it just wasn't a good look for him, you know what I mean? Because it was kind of like, to me, a complete fighter has to know how to deal with pressure. You know, pressure not just in the ring from another fighter, but just the overall mental pressure. You know, they have to know how to be able to re-exert that energy in another way where it's not going to be like stage fright to them, or always worried about, you know, getting knocked out or worried about the referee saving them. You know, they have to kind of have that mental state where it's like, you know, I'm international. You know, I am the best fighter in the world, and to prove that, I am coming here to make a big statement, even if it is a late replacement. Yeah. Because this was a late replacement, but I feel like he didn't look at it as the guy that could knock his ass out. You know what I mean? Right. And for me, a lot of people have asked me, you know, I had some people ask me, do I feel like he quit the fight? Do you feel like he quit?
I mean, to be honest, and like I always got to stress, this is my personal opinion. This is not a fact. This is not nothing. This is my opinion. In my opinion, to be who he was and what he represented, yeah, he quit. To be the heavyweight champion of the world, having 4 belts, and to sit in the corner like that and not give a more sense of urgency to defend your titles, I think he quit. I mean, I'm not throwing a shot at him or nothing, but that's just my personal opinion.
Well, let me ask you this, like, just so everybody knows, like, can you clarify the difference between, like, your body quits on you in the ring versus just quitting? Because, you know, in the past, we've seen guys, we can get upset when they get knocked out cold. You know, their body's quitting on them. But, like, when you seen a guy like AJ in the corner like that, what was that feeling to you versus like a guy that just gets knocked out cold?
I mean, the guy that gets knocked out cold is kind of, he went out on his shield.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a choice. But, AJ was on his feet, conscious, making eye contact. You know what I'm saying? But it was like he was knocked out on his feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that happens too. We've seen people knocked out and still be standing. But that's just what I got from it. I mean, he took like 2 shots behind the ear, which probably really did something to his equilibrium, but it is what it is. To me, honestly, after the 3rd round, he just never he never came back. Four rounds later, he still wasn't recuperated, what I'm saying, from those knockdowns. Which is crazy. 4 rounds later, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you being a champion, a decorated champion, you should find some way to readjust into a fight. Even if you got to make it the boring fight now that you wanted to come in to make the statement, but now your legs are gone, you have to switch up the style a little bit. Even if you're going to have to go 12 and box, you could just say, hey, if I do that and win, I'd be like, well, he really hurt me, so I had to box,
Right.
But he kind of just froze up. Honestly, he did freeze up to me, like, just started sticking the jab out there and just was in the range, and it seemed like he was just kind of there to be hit after a while. Like,
I mean, he definitely
didn't know
was
what to do.
Fighting the wrong fight. I mean, he's bending over fighting. He's a tall guy fighting short. I mean, in the pocket with a guy who's got short arms and quick hands. It just didn't.
And that was his
make
first.
Sense.
That was his first mistake. Just giving up all that height, 4 inches. Height. The longer reach. It's like, why would you even do that? Like, he was doing that in the Povetkin fight. So there was some bad translation with the trainers, not picking up on the last time he fought Povetkin, and he was getting schooled for a little bit. This is some Andy Ruiz. He kind of looked at the tapes and said, hey, he gonna fight small, well, I'm gonna, I can take it to him. That's an advantage for me.
Right. But let me throw something on the table real quick, Ant, because we see people all the time get in the ring and maybe fight a game plan that we don't agree with, or it's not smart. But is that always the trainer's fault? Because people say, oh, people need a new trainer. But if my pupil was not following what I'm telling him, that don't necessarily have nothing to do with the trainer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's what's happening with AJ, but it's just something on the table. You know what I mean?
That's a good question. That's kind of a good way to look at it, because you know your own body. As a fighter, you should know your own body. You automatically say, I'm 6'6". I have to be up here so he can't get to my chin. I got the advantage to have my chin out of the way, and I got the reach to keep him here.
Yeah, that's kind of common sense.
Yeah, so your trainer doesn't really have to tell you that.
Right.
But it seems like after that Povetkin fight, and they actually saw you and they saw your mistakes, they would have told you, hey, you need to be taller. Because even like Emmanuel Stewart, he had to make Klitschko fight tall.
Yeah,
he had to make Lennox Lewis fight tall.
But how can you make a man when the man got to go in there and fight? That's what I'm saying. That they might be telling him, yo, you got to fight tall. But if he go in the ring and revert back to what he's comfortable with, that's what the point I'm making. Like a trainer can only do so much. Like they say, it's a few fighters out there who they say follow a game plan to a T. That's a very important skill, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, that's a great pupil for a trainer when they can be able to translate that, into the ring. Because, things happen, man. Everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth, as they say, right?
Yeah, and that's another good point, because, again, it points to the student.
To the student,
It points to the student, because they can give you that information, but it's up to you to follow it. You know what I mean?
It's up to you to follow it.
I heard a trainer say it's once you look at a fighter from the outside, it is kind of like a video game. And once they tell you to follow those certain instructions, it's going to work.
Yeah.
Because they actually see you in there with that opponent, and they see what he's doing, and they're seeing what you could capitalize on. So when you actually in there, they're it's like a video game to them. They're actually telling you to move this way and that way, and it's going to work. So you have to have faith in him.
Yeah.
And I feel like AJ didn't really have faith in himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you don't have faith in yourself, you definitely can't have faith in, your trainer.
Yeah.
But another thing I want to bring out too, man, is like the thing I see with AJ is like the lottery ticket came across him, and who can really turn down a lottery ticket now? Like I've heard fighters say, "Hey man, do you want to fight the champion?" They say, "Hey man, maybe not right now. I need maybe 3 more fights." You know what I'm saying? I've heard guys say that. You know what I mean? Yeah, one day I do. I need to work on a few things, but like AJ, when he beat Klitschko, it elevated him so high, so quick that the skills never
Caught up.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe in hindsight, maybe he say, if I happen to beat Klitschko, I'm gonna have all 4 belts, and I'm gonna have a target on my head. Am I ready for that? You know what I'm saying? But who can turn that down? You know what I'm saying? Who can turn down the opportunity?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On that level. But that is something interesting because sometimes you ain't ready, and obviously he wasn't ready to be wearing 4 belts, man.
Right.
Not
right.
4 belts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you brought that up because I was about to say that. Was he ever ready? Because I felt like that too. Like he wasn't the champion that a lot of people were making him out to be. He was still growing.
Still growing.
That's why we wanted the AJ Wilder fight now, because both of these fighters aren't the Floyd or the Manny that they think they are. You know, or what the public thinks or what Eddie Hearn thinks. They're not Titans yet. You know, yeah, they're big men, but they're not Titans because they both haven't proved enough. We just saw them at this point right now in this period. They got the belts. They needed to be matched up to prove amongst them who's going to be the last man standing for now, you know. But it's not like they're legends, you know. So I think a lot of people kind of felt like AJ was already a legend just by not knowing boxing.
Yeah, which is absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But for us, you know, like AJ, like you said, he just got the belts by default. Almost,
they fell in his lap real quick and early, and like he wasn't champion level. He wasn't championship level when he got those belts. And I don't think so.
Right, because let's ask everybody this. Everybody go back and watch the Charles Martin fight. His first title fight that he won. Did that fight really make you say that, oh, this guy, he's going to be a long-time champion? Or he really did something in that fight to make you say, oh, he's a gifted fighter that's going to have a longevity in the game, or the guy that's going to beat everybody? Does that one Charles Martin fight for the IBF title make you say that? Nah, it didn't make me say that, you know?
Nothing I seen from him, man.
Yeah.
Nothing. The Klitschko fight, he almost lost.
Yeah.
He almost was knocked out cold.
Yeah.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know almost don't count, but Klitschko was a 43-year-old man. You in your 20s, and he slumped you and had you hurt bad. You know what I mean? So, you know, he barely got through that fight, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely showed something that would, like I said, would make a polished fighter just be licking their chops because they'd be, oh, I know I'm going to capitalize on that, you know? Like I said, even a guy like Wilder, who's unorthodox and not your basic fighter, was probably feeling like, damn, I wish that was me in this Ruiz fight. You know?
And like I said, another thing, the Ruiz, that AJ said was like, man, I preferred it was Wilder. So you prefer to get knocked out by anybody? Knockout is a knockout. You know what I'm saying? I understand what he's saying. Like, people would have understood it better if it was Wilder, but a man shouldn't be saying that out his mouth, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A man shouldn't be saying that out his mouth. You know what I mean? Not the heavyweight champion. I would have rather got knocked out by somebody. You shouldn't rather get knocked out by nobody, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because just like somebody robbed me, what's the difference between this person whooping your ass and taking it?
Oh man, I wish
it
them
was
over
him,
there
you
had
know?
robbed me. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
What is that?
Point.
That don't make
That's a
no
good
sense.
point.
That don't make no sense because you, at the end of the day, you gonna still wind up penniless and with a black eye and busted face.
Exactly.
And your pride hurt.
But that let me see that, and that's what he saw happening.
Yeah.
When he faced Wilder.
Yep.
I knew it was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That who would say that? The psychological. Think about that, man.
Yeah.
What person would have that come out their mouth if that's not what they had already at least thought about happening?
That's the best proof right there to prove to everybody that he was running from it.
He was running right there, something like that.
Running from it. But not to just kind of pick on AJ and everything, but he deserved to be picked on a little bit just because of what he did. But I mean, like,
he's a good guy in my eyes, and he don't talk trash. He's a humble dude. I'm not mad at him like that. You know, the best man just won that night, but I didn't feel happy when he lost because he don't really talk trash. He won the belts. It wasn't his fault. He won the belts. You know what I'm saying? And the rest was just, did he do his due diligence to fight Wilder? Of course not. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Of course not. But that's not the worst thing that, that don't make me want to bash a person and wish harm on them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because I feel like a lot of people, whenever he lost, they took it like it was something personal. Like they really wanted to see him lose.
They took joy in that.
They took joy in it.
I didn't really take no joy in that.
Yeah, me either. Like everything I say is like a corner talk. I feel like you really quit. I'm just telling you the truth. Like you didn't show it in your face. Like I told you when I saw him standing there and the referee was asking him to continue. Like he was saying one thing, but his body was saying another. Mm-hmm. You know, he was holding on to them ropes like he didn't want to let go. Exactly. So the referee was like, "Yo, you know, that's it."
That's it.
Because he could see it in his eyes. AJ was saying in his eyes, "Do I want to go back out there? I don't think so."
Right.
You know, I got I got more things going than just boxing. You could see that all in his face right there. Absolutely. To me,
because he pretty much knew that was going to be the last round anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But think about it, man. Like I asked you this too. Like with that look, like I just said, like he feels like everything could be taken. You know, like I don't want to risk my looks. I don't risk my health at this point. What's he gonna do by coming back again to do the same thing over and over again, man?
Like I said, Ant,
what's that gonna prove?
It wouldn't surprise me if one day soon he walked away from the game. And if he rematches Ruiz and takes an L, I think we won't see him no more. And I think we won't see him no more. He got money. He famous. He can stay in the UK and be good. I don't think we're gonna see him no more.
Do you think he should come back after this fight? Just
not 6 months. Not 6 months with the improvements he need to make. He cannot make the improvements that he needs to make in 6 months, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He got a lot of things to work on, including mental and psychological things, and you know what I'm saying? Like people say, he is mentally weak. We've seen that in him. You know what I mean? So you can't change that and work on holes in your game in 6 months and come back to a guy that's kind of hungry right now. You know, you put him on. I don't think he want to lose this. What Ruiz is experiencing right now, I don't think he ready to lose that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Like off of the momentum he showed in there, just proving everybody wrong and just coming to AJ like this in a different way, like nobody's ever came at him. That was probably like shattered his ego, AJ's ego, because think about it, like everybody going in, including me and you, we felt like AJ had all of these tools to beat him. Yeah. But when you go in there and just use your half your, you know, you half-ass it, and then you get what you deserve. At the end of the day, it's gonna make you feel like, oh shit, like my 100% probably wouldn't even beat him now. At this point, like I could go in there and do what I gotta do, but he really hurt me. You know, he really came after me after I thought I could beat him with just this much.
And another thing too, Ant, the fact that it wasn't this is, I'm telling you, this is a lot of pressure on AJ right now with this rematch. The fact that it wasn't a Hail Mary shot. This was a cumulative punishment that got you out. So what's going to be the difference in the rematch? And he didn't knock you out with just one punch. Yeah, he got inside the pot. I mean, that's what I'm saying. AJ, you can't take a shot from him. Yeah. You can't take a punch from him. So in Mr. 12 rounds, he's going to catch you. He took one of your best shots, a tight, mean hook. Yeah, left hook in the pocket. Knocked him down, got right back up, rocked you. Knocked you down twice. So I'm just saying that. I mean, just looking at the boxing math, if it was a Hail Mary, we might say, all right, well, AJ keep his hands up. He ain't got to worry about it. It wasn't a Hail Mary. It wasn't a Hail Mary.
It wasn't like no big shocker. It was actually seeing him get broken down.
Outboxed. You know what I'm saying?
Which to us was like, what's going on? You letting a little 6'2" heavier, heavy set guy just break you down. Because going back to even like Lennox Lewis, Hasim Rahman 1, he got caught. You know,
that was a Hail Mary.
He got caught.
That was a Hail Mary, but that was on Lennox Lewis.
It was on him
being a little arrogant too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but that was a Hail Mary. That was different. You know what I'm saying?
Because he didn't feel like at the end of the day, Lennox Lewis didn't feel like, oh, my skills weren't there. I wasn't as good as I thought I was. He just came back and said, keep the hands.
He was mad at himself. Like, damn, I made a mistake. I mean, the Mike Tyson Buster Douglas. That wasn't a Hail Mary. That was a cumulative punishment. You know what I'm saying? He got him out of there. You know what I mean? Yep. So. Those are two different things. Yeah. A Hail Mary and a cumulative beatdown. Two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the cumulative beatdowns, you in there with a guy that you didn't think was going to stay in there with you. Bam. You know, it's one of them guys that's like, I'm here for the long haul. Bam. And AJ was like, Ruiz, he was like, I'm going to take your best shot. And think about it, man, just looking at the fight too, like, that first left hook that dropped Andy Ruiz, he went down, like I told you earlier, from the force, just from being a big man. But when he got up, he wasn't hurt.
No.
But like as soon as he tagged AJ, those legs were gone, man. The legs were like just dancing all night.
And think, Ant, that might have been one of AJ's best shots. That's tight left hook. You know what I'm saying? And he ate that and got right back up.
Got up
and rocked you. Had his mind, had enough whereabouts and sense to rock you. You know, he didn't get up and was foggy and trying to get on the bike. No, he came right at you, and blam.
And that's one of the definitions of like that Mexican style, or any tough fighter though. Like once they get hit, they just start coming back. That's like, you know, the best offense, you know, best defensive offense, you know, and that was the best proof of it, because there was another shot he caught Ruiz with, and like, I think it was the 7th round before he knocked him out. He just hit him, and like you could see the sweat come off Ruiz's head, and I thought that would have dropped him, but he didn't. He came back and hit him behind the ear because he looked pissed off that he caught him. You know, like the way Ruiz fought was like the street fighter we talked about. It was like the guy that says, you know, once you try to throw at me, I'm gonna, you know, straight dog your ass, you know, and if you ain't got it, I'm taking you out. It was just like an overall breakdown of the so-called champion. In my opinion, like this is so-called champion, he was just methodically broken down, which is what you don't want to see. If you really believe that was the champion, you really don't want to see that, man.
That's what I say. If it was a Hail Mary, people might give him more of a chance. People might say, well, yo, he did get caught, you know. I mean, and another thing, who was it brought up? I forget which fighter was that brought up. They said AJ came out and he was dry. No sweat, no water on his body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just a lot of little things that was adding up that the heavyweight champion of the world fighting on this level should not have been going through or experiencing. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean? Even down to the rumors and all this stuff. I mean, honestly, you still lost. Whatever happened in training camp, whatever, you still lost. And then furthermore, you a man. If something like that happened and you knew it jeopardized your bread and butter, you a man. You should say, no, I don't want to do it. I mean, in my opinion, and I know it's a lot on the line, but I'm not going to get out there if I ain't 100% and risk all the stuff I had to risk. You know what I mean? It was too much on the table. And nobody is ever 100%, but if you really got knocked out, you wasn't even 75% at.
Right.
8 days before that, you wasn't even 75. When you get knocked out in the fight, they give you a 6-month suspension. How in 8 days you fighting a world-class heavyweight fight? I mean, real talk, man. I mean, just...
I see what you're saying, because basically what you mean is like, just to be a man, you know, you ain't got to go in there and say, it takes more of a man not to go in there. They just say, I got the balls. Let me just show I got balls. Now, you got to be the complete man to say, there's so much more riding on this. Exactly. There's so much more riding on this than me just going in to prove I can go slug it out with a dude. I got the balls to go in there and then get my ass whooped, you know.
You had too much to lose, dude. You had too
But if you the man, you call the shots.
You call the shots.
Put that shit off. I'm the one that makes the money. Put it off.
Yeah, I'm the champ. You think Ruiz ain't gonna be around when I'm ready?
Right.
You think he ain't gonna be around when I'm ready?
Yeah, he'll fight tomorrow.
He's hanging in the balance. I mean, come on. I'm the lottery ticket for him. He ain't the lottery ticket for me.
Exactly.
So
any day you call him, he'll be ready.
He'll be ready.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, as far as if people want to use that as an excuse, I don't use it as an excuse. We heard it happen. You still felt good enough to go into a fight and you lost. You got to eat that as a man. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Because if that had anything to do with it, you should have been a man. And hey, a lot of people pull out fights. That's not the worst thing, But if I'm the heavyweight champion of the world and I'm making my American debut, I'm not going in there if I ain't 90%. I mean, come on, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just, just saying. I mean,
I either reference this, but it was a woman, Amanda Nunes in the UFC. She didn't feel 100% for one of her title fights against somebody that was going to be tough competition. She put the fight off.
I mean, but that's smart.
Dana White may have said, hey, you won't be a pay-per-view fighter. She said, oh, well, I'm putting it off. We're going to fight on this day.
But do pay-per-view really make a difference if you got Parkinson's or, got a shake? I'm just saying down the road. That's what I'm saying. People want to make pay-per-view seem like it's something. I'm talking about my health, bro. We fighting. It's not basketball. We talking about my health. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The fighter got to make that call. Eddie Hearn ain't going to take punches. His father ain't going to take punches. Nobody taking punches but you, AJ. You should have the final say. You had a panic attack before the fight, supposedly. That's enough to call off a fight to me,
To me, yeah.
That's enough. If I'm about to go to the ring and I'm 300 pounds, and I was
Yeah.
laughing. They said he had an anxiety attack. I know it can happen to anybody,
Yeah.
but it's just, all these muscles,
Right.
that's the last thing you thought would have happened to
Right.
him. But I'm just saying, if something like that happened, I don't know, man. I know it's a lot riding on a fight, but I wouldn't want to go out there and being the champion and just risk. I know they say, well, that's part of being a champion. You got to go out there, but with certain things, I think.
Yeah, but think about it, for guys like us, the hardcore fans, we always remember that boxing is 90%, 97% mental.
Absolutely.
So if you having a panic attack, I would say I'd rather you pull out over a stumped toe or something. You know what I mean? Or a dislocated finger. You could fight through a broken jaw.
We've heard people pull out of fights for way less.
Yeah, for way less.
Mm-hmm. Way less, dude. So, on that note, but like I say, I'm not bashing AJ, you know what I'm saying? If he is what people say he was, he can rebuild and come back.
Yeah.
If I don't really necessarily see that happening, but anything can happen. It is the fight game. But I never bashed AJ. He had the belts.
Yeah,
you had the belts. That was my beef. You got the belts,
and you're in the sport that we watch, and you want to be the star too, but you don't want to be the gritty fighter and the legend that fights. There's no fine line for us. You got the belts. We want to see you in there with the toughest fights.
Or just don't have the belts. When you got the belts, that's where our eyes go to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where the belts at. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because these are supposed to be the top guys, and we want to see the best, fighting the best or whatever. But, good luck to him in this comeback. And, they say the rematch is another 6 months. November, December. I don't know if they got a date. You heard an exact date for it yet?
Not yet. I just heard him say 100% want it, which is dangerous to me. That's kind of scary, man. Because, like we just said, he having a panic attack the night of the fight and then getting knocked out. And then at the end of the fight, I wanted to ask you too, just not seeming like he really cared. Like, is that what you really want to see in a champion? Like, just bringing up what you said about being a man too. Like, did he really show you the vibe of like a hurt champion?
And like, it's a thin line between like good sportsmanship and being kind of what you saying, how he was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for you to be at that level, losing that, you would have thought you would have seen a little bit more emotion from him. He took it on the chin. He was humble in defeat, but almost a little too humble. The whole build up to the fight, like we say, and him letting Andy hold the belts before the fight. I mean, it was just a lot of things that he was doing that really make it seem like, it ain't no big, none of this is a big deal to me.
Yeah.
None of it.
Yeah, because that was the kind of vibe I got. It was almost like he was like, oh, shit, thank you for knocking me out. Now I ain't got to fight Wilder. You know what I mean? It was just one of those vibes. Like, that's why I kind of got, he was just like, oh, yeah, he's the first Mexican champion. You can have it. I'm done. He kind of felt like he could just take a breath almost. He was smiling, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, he was just smiling, and, maybe it was a front, maybe he felt like that was the only way he could just kind of show good sportsmanship. But like we said, maybe he did go and cry, maybe he did go backstage afterwards, and, he did let it out. Well, but
I'm sure.
But what I just seen from what you showed there on the camera, I just kind of got the feeling like it was a relief to not be something he was claiming to be, what everybody was claiming him to be. You know what I mean? Like, he just felt like I got pushed to that level and it was too much. I let somebody else have it that I feel like deserves it more,
I mean, I get that, but why not just walk away from the belts? Why take an ass whooping to do something like that? And I'm not going to take an ass whooping to do it. If I just feel like I ain't in, I'm retiring. I'm going to hand over the belts. I'm not going to go and get humiliated on a national stage to say, woo, thank you, I'm gone. Like we brought up before, Rose said it was pressure off of her, but look how she went out.
Yeah.
After going out like that on my neck, I'd say, shit. You can have the belt, you know what I mean? I would have said the same damn thing. She went out like a warrior. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
She held her own, and then afterwards, because like I told you, I didn't feel like I was disappointed in her at a point when she said like, it was a lot of pressure, and I feel like the pressure's off me, but she fought her ass off against another tough fighter. You know what I mean? And again, she went out on her shield. She didn't just go in there and say, I had enough.
Yeah, I mean, this man quit on his feet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she got spiked on her neck. We understood. People didn't know if she was okay or not. We knew you was okay, Jay. AJ, you was standing up. We knew you was all right. You know what I'm saying?
On top of that, he had many a time to recover. The referee was giving his ass so many chances. Like, to me, like, there were a couple knockdowns, like the second and third, where he went like laid sideways into
Went through the ropes. And
some guys, they would have waved him off, but man,
Yeah.
he was giving him a chance like a mug, man.
Yeah. Well, like we said, Ant, had this went 12, regardless what happened, AJ would have walked away with it.
I think so.
Regardless what happened.
I think
you know
so.
what I'm saying? Had this went 12. So Ruiz, he went in there on my vibe, Ant. Don't leave it to the judges. I'm tired of 12 rounds and everybody talking about robbery or hit. This ain't no robbery. Close the show. Wilder, close the show. Ruiz, close the show.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see, Ant. That way it ain't a whole bunch of speculation and going. That's annoying to me, all that, how the boxing world just get caught up in all that robbery stuff and going back and forth. It's all opinionated, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is, because like if you're that type of fighter that really wants it, and another fighter is like he is the favorite, you gotta disrespect him in there. You know what I mean? Like,
what's on the line, Ant.
here's something I always say: like, to get respect in the ring, you gotta disrespect the other fighter, and I don't mean like childish stuff like shoving and name calling. I mean, make him say, "This is my fight. You gonna fight my fight tonight." You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna whoop your ass tonight. If you can whoop me, come on with it. But other than that, you fighting how I fight, and that's kind of like going back to the Delphine girl that fought Katie Taylor. That's what she did. Katie is the type of girl to box, but she said, "Forget that. You fighting my style." And I felt like she would have won that fight if she could have knocked her out, but that was a perfect example. Like, if the AJ fight did go 12 rounds, he still would have lost,
Mm-hmm.
But that's how you got to do it. Ruiz, he closed the show.
Close the show. You know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah, man. But we got Ruiz in the mix now, and we just see what happens, man. I mean, it's interesting, and I'm not mad. It just definitely changed the dynamics of the division. But I mean, we got a new player in the game. I mean, that's always interesting. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, well, looking at Andy Ruiz a little bit, man. Like, this is big for him. Just skyrocketing real quick like that, just off a late replacement. And becoming the first Mexican heavyweight champion. Like,
it's kind of like that AJ thing again, the AJ Klitschko thing again. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't it?
But the difference is, I see more heart and more. I see a little bit something more in Andy than more wanted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I do, just coming from the extreme poverty, the barrio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His mom, just the thing. He was a common man before this. AJ ain't been a common man in a long time. He was in the Olympics. Just a lot of different things that have been working for him. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of opportunities given to him.
Absolutely.
You feel like Ruiz worked for it, but then after that, this one came so fast that he was like, I have to take it. I have to take it. Might not be there tomorrow, so I had to take it.
It's one of them situations again, like, But I mean, it's a little different that because of his mind. He might feel like, yo, I'm ready for an AJ.
Right.
Now, it'd be different if you said Wilder or Lennox Lewis or somebody, but him, I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing with his is a little different because, like, AJ was given an opportunity because look at it. Whereas Ruiz, he was given an opportunity because they felt he was easy. You know what I mean? So another fire was lit into him.
Exactly.
Like, AJ, the fire was lit in sort of a way where he felt like, oh man, I was given this opportunity, because the way I look, I'm popular. Everybody likes me. So it was kind of a balance. Whereas Ruiz, Eddie Hearn said, let's pick this guy. That's an easy guy for him to beat. So Ruiz is like, oh, they think I'm easy. Well, something else rises up in him. He has something more rising in him where he's got a lot to prove. The odds are against him.
Absolutely.
And, they underestimate him. So I feel like it is similar, but now he has to kind of keep that momentum going,
Yeah. I mean, and he showed it. Regardless of what happens, and if he do go in his next fight and get knocked out, it should be a hell of a fight. He showed that he can fight. He's about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we can really ask. You know what I'm saying? He said that he's already stated that after the Joshua rematch, he wants Wilder. So he already talking the talk we want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We couldn't even get AJ to say that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like.
You know what I mean? And years. He said this after one fight. He said, dude, I just won this last week. I'm ready for Wilder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no money talk. It's just like fight talk. That's what you want to hear, man.
So,
but that's why I like to hear from a champion like him. But just some other things I wanted to ask you about too, man. Like, Andy Ruiz, you know, just the type of fighter he is. Not just the type of fighter he is, but like physically. Like, do you think at some point he is going to have to trim down? Like, I'm not the type, like, even Sugar Ray Leonard went on air to call him a pot belly. A lot of people were just kind of bashing the body, which again was good fire for him. But, you know, not just looks wise, but like how important is it for you to become kind of a physical specimen in boxing?
I mean, on the platform that he just stumbled upon. Nah, I ain't even gonna say stumbled upon. The platform he just embarked on. It's like one of the biggest platforms out there, and it's all eyes on you at all times. And if you're a person with self-esteem issues, it's gonna be issues. It's gonna be a problem for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you're a very confident person, then maybe not. But you know, Ruiz, after looking at 2,000 pictures of him out of his body, I'm talking about himself looking at him, that might just motivate him to say, yo, I want to, my next highlight reels, I want to muscles flexing when I punching the guy. You know, I might want to do something different. I mean, I think that he will want to better himself. You know, we not saying that the guy can't be a fighter that way, but eventually the facts are the facts. It catches up with you, man. That's a fact. I don't care how you slice it down. Carrying that type of weight and that type of body frame catches up with you in the boxing game eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can ride with it just off of your youth in your 20s, just because you being, you know, young, you know. But as you get older, there's going to be a point where you start to slow down and your body is more vulnerable. You know, you can't take body shots like that no more.
I mean, and
your legs can't carry the weight.
I'm about to say something simple as that. What happened when the knees go in and you carrying 200 plus pounds and trying to move around for 12 rounds?
Yeah, because it's like,
so
think about it. Your weight or your legs could have lasted longer if you didn't carry that weight so much. You know, that's why I say, like, not even just for physical looks. If you don't want to you care about pleasing the crowd, just do it for the longevity. You know? Longevity.
I mean, if you plan to be in the game for a long time, you know, because eventually that stuff is going, you know, catch up with you.
Yeah, he's 29 years old. So yeah. To me, it's like crunch time when it comes down to that. You know, not Nestle Crunch, but crunch time.
Yeah, but something like this could really just motivate him to do that. I mean, it's all up to him. We see that he could fight. He could fight regardless. We see, but you know, I think this will just be motivating. It's not a bad thing we saying. We just like, yo, you on Front Street now, yo. You got, you know what I'm saying? Tighten up. Yeah, you got to tighten up a little bit. That's all we saying. We ain't, you know, dissing him or nothing, but you know, he stepped on a major platform, and it's just gonna be a lot. He's gonna see a lot more pictures of himself than he's ever seen before. You know what I mean?
But you know, he ain't really big maybe on like trying to get a GQ deal, but he been trying to get that Snickers deal.
Yeah, they said I seen a little thing Snickers sent them a little party pack or something.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they sent them some type of package. Yeah, they had the little text or whatever.
They might well get him the commercial. Like that's the market he want to get, and I'm cool with that. You know, it's
absolutely.
Like, be different,
absolutely. Man. It's just like what's his name from UFC, the big black dude with Popeye's chicken.
Oh, what's his name?
The beast, you know what I'm saying? Beast. Yeah, the beast. You know, he shot. You know, that's love though, because you got he didn't have to say nothing about Snickers. Snickers is, he knew once saying Snickers, everybody know what a Snicker is. That's, you know, free endorsement right there. He didn't have to say that. He could have just did that on the low off the camera. You know what I mean? But he gave him that shameless plug, and they need to pay him for it. They got money in.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Shoot, on this platform he on.
They need to pay him. So it's dope.
Yeah, man. But just kind of going back to him, you know, trying to get into some type of shape too, because it is like you said, once you kind of go to that next platform, being a complete fighter, it's not just your skills or how tough you are, or you know, how you throw your punches. It is about the way you look too, you know, to a certain extent. You know, you got guys who wanted to be superstars like Canelo. He has that full package. You know, he don't speak English, but he still is that physical specimen.
Absolutely.
You know? And even Floyd Mayweather, you know.
Absolutely.
You look at all the guys.
Yeah, the list goes on and on, dude. The list goes on and on.
Well, let me just say it this way: name one guy name one longtime legend in the game that came in, you know, or you see with the out of shape frame. You know what I mean?
You can't really say anybody. You can't really. And of course, it was a lot of guys who won fights in between, a string of fights that had that type of body style, but consistent, beginning to end, really nobody ain't. You know what I'm saying? Really nobody. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's an unhealthy thing, ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You supposed to be an athlete on the top level. You kind of, want to promote, health, because this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Ruiz can fight being like that, but the average fat person can't fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's scary.
That's what's scary.
The couch potato, he gonna be like, oh shit, I can
do that and go get knocked or you know what else. So I'm saying, Andy Ruiz, he is a specimen. You know what I'm saying? Big Country was a specimen. There is a few guys out there that are specimens, but I mean, even Father Time catches up with them too. You know?
Yeah, it does, man. You can't. He's undefeated, bro. One other question I have for you too, P. Not to really hard point it too long, but just the fact that this being like a big upset, and you made some good points to me on why you kind of likened it to the Mike Tyson Buster Douglas. Why do you feel that was kind of one of the biggest upsets, just as big as that?
Well, my statement kind of was, I thought that this was the biggest upset since that fight. Some people agree, some people didn't agree, but I wanted people to throw out some other upsets that they thought was biggest since then. I didn't say it was bigger than that or necessarily as big as that. Just the biggest one I've seen in boxing kind of since then. Somebody threw Tarver and Roy out there. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really think that was a bigger upset, but that's how I kind of looked at it. And, since that fight, what have we seen that really kind of
on a major level,
kind of was I mean, it's been upsets, but nothing with so much stake in it, or so much at stake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I brought that up because, like I told you, at first I disagreed, but then when I went back to that key word, like you said, since, like, it is big, it is the biggest one since then, because there hadn't really been one that's that big, but like it's not as big as Tyson and Douglas, but it is big.
Since then, and that was my question. Like, this is the biggest one since then, not as big or bigger or even really compares. I'm just saying, I mean, that was the last time that the world was like, yo, upside down.
Yeah.
I seen that kind of again with this fight. The world just, even for me, it was still surreal the next morning when I woke up. Not that I was a big AJ fan, but it just was unbelievable. Yeah. And that's the beauty of the sport, and it's so unpredictable and nothing is guaranteed, and you gotta love it. Yeah, because it's a major shakeup, because again, like, both of these guys, AJ and Wilder, were like our real top guys. Tyson Fury just kind of brought himself back in the mix, but there were no other guys that people were screaming for. But it's like when you go back to the Mike Tyson and Douglas thing, that was a big shakeup, because Holyfield could have been next then at that point. There was that fight, and then just coming to that wall, boom, just stops. Same with this. Yeah. Same with this. Exactly.
What do we do? Now all the hardcore fans like, what do we do? What do we ask for? What are we gonna look for?
Tyson was supposed to win that fight to go on to the fight we really wanted to see. Yeah. AJ was supposed to win this fight. So just a lot of just different. Yeah. I wasn't saying it was that fight again. That was two totally different fights, but just since that upset, you know.
And that's why I say that, just so casual fans, even the hardcore fans know, so they don't get like a big stink about that, because we know Tyson, his was a real upset in the hardcore's eyes just because of who he was.
Exactly. He's a boxing legend. Let's get that straight off the front. He's a boxing legend. AJ, he has to prove that.
You had to prove that.
He has to prove that,
But at the same time, you had this big country on your back. You came over here like you're going to infiltrate us and take over. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, this guy who took a fight, on a 2-month notice, just whooped your ass. It's like, damn, that is an upset. You know what I mean? It is a pretty big upset in the game. So yeah. But like, as far as skill levels and everything, two different animals, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't mention those two names, meaning Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua, in the same sentences. I mean, personality, this day and night, personality, fighting style, everything is totally different, and I wasn't making that comparison by no means, I mean, that was just one of the biggest upsets that we probably seen, and then since then, it was one that popped on my head.
That's how long it took the game to get lit again. Yeah, the heavyweight game with that bitch, so that's real. Yeah, man. But all in all, for me, man, I do want to see. I won't say I want to see AJ back in the ring. I want to see him do the right thing. You know, whatever
that may be.
You know, I don't want to just say get back in the ring. You know, after you get right. You know, I don't know what get right is.
We don't know what get right is. We don't even know if he can get right. We don't know if he can get right at. You know, so I mean, at the end of the day, Ant, what exercise do you do to toughen up your chin?
None really. You know, you do the neck exercises that helps to absorb punishment, but still your chin.
And I do with them nerves.
Them nerves, man. Yeah.
So you know, I mean, that's something people gonna be hunting for from this fight on if he steps in the ring. You know what I mean? That
they do the same. You know, Amir Khan. You know what I mean? So
they gonna be head hunting.
Yeah. But it's like I said, just going back to the whole thing with like UK fighters, man, like they got to see different looks, man, to really kind of test the waters to see what level they on. You know what I mean? They really have to. Like going back to Josh Kelly, like Ray Robinson, you know, he a seasoned guy, but they put him in there thinking that this was going to be an easy touch. But Ray Robinson's like, I ain't laying down for you. You know, honestly, in my opinion, could have won the fight. Yeah,
they said it was,
won the 10th round to me and like a lot of people, but all 3 judges gave it to him, you know. Yeah. But that's where it comes in again. You got to knock them up out. You know
and too, that's another thing I had on my mind, but it slipped my mind just real quick about fighters. Now think how like when the fight is close, when do we see a guy really stepping on the gas? When the fight is close, you know, when we see fighters step on the gas, the last 10 seconds of the 12th round. That's when we saw. Why do they wait? You know, what makes you think that you so far ahead and then you mad with the decision?
Then you want to try, you
mad with the decision, but I'm saying you didn't.
You had all these other rounds,
opportunities to make it a shutout, but you know you wait the last 10 seconds of the 12th round to start letting your hands go, and then think that's enough to win. You know, that's one thing that I don't really get about fighters either. You know, especially if you think you behind and you think you rallied in the 12th round, that's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, like what some of these guys are seeing as far as like when you in there. Like you throw a couple punches and think, oh, I did real good, and then the next guy throws some little flurry, you know, and then it's like you still feel like yours was better, but you can't really go off of that. You know what I mean? Like you just can't just say, oh, I think mine was better. No, if he threw something back, you got to throw more,
or knock him down.
Yeah,
I mean, we get what Sugar Ray did. Sugar Ray threw flurries at the end of every round. Every round. That's different. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the 12th round. They want to just throw flurry. That one round. You know what I mean?
They think that little cap off is going.
It's going to win the round.
Know? But it don't work like that, man. That's why I say, like, for me, if you ain't got the power, you just got to make sure you're damn sure that you do that every single round.
Every round is important. Now, that ain't saying if you know you're ahead going to take unnecessary risks, but you always need to have that sense of urgency because you never know what the judges are seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, man. Overall, it was a real good fight weekend as far as a whole, just of like.
Entertainment,
you know, and just kind of seeing where everybody's hearts are. Sometimes I'm satisfied when I can actually see where a fighter's heart is. You know what I mean? Like, not always having to guess. Like sometimes with the AJ Wilder thing, people are always saying, "No, he's scared. No, he's scared." But now this fight kind of put it kind of opened everybody's eyes. Not necessarily to say he was scared, but just to say he wasn't looking for that smoke. You know?
Absolutely.
What do you think, man, like, about the Wilder thing, what he said, too, on Instagram? Like, hold on, I'm going to pull it up here. When he said he wasn't a true champion, his career consisted of lies, contradictions, and gifts.
Well, I mean, Wilder would have that inside information because he has negotiated with him. You know, this is not the first time he said they lied, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But now, since this has happened, it's starting to make that stuff ring a little bit louder now. You know, before people just thought Wilder was blowing smoke. I never thought he was lying. Why would he lie? Why would Wilder lie when he got 1 belt and AJ got 4 belts?
Right.
And
it's
AJ,
taking this long to get him.
I mean, come on. I mean, the guy with 1 belt is not going to be trying to not fight. To me,
exactly.
You know, he wants all of the belts. You know, now AJ might say, well, he only got 1 belt. I don't really need that. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he could hold it off
He could hold it off. You know what I'm saying?
Keep riding that wave.
So it was just kind of like common sense to me. You know, AJ had the crown jewels, and he didn't, you know, had to be careful or he might lose them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and regardless of what anybody say, and he saw a little danger over there, and that was the right thing to see.
Yeah,
that was right. He was seeing it right. He was seeing it right.
For us, then, like, just health wise, it was almost better that this happened first, then, huh? In some ways, to look at it.
To be honest, and yeah, because I really seen him maybe going out like Brazil, just splattered. You know what I'm saying? At least this, you went out on your feet, you dust yourself off a little bit. But to go out like Brazil, he would have had a lot of PR work to do to get back. You know, that would have been hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
One round flattened, that'd have been hard to come back from that.
Because so everybody know too, like, the Wilder knockout, that wasn't no Hail Mary. That was set up.
No,
you know,
that wasn't no Hail Mary.
Assassination.
Yeah, that wasn't no Hail Mary, bro.
Just so people, because when they see a one punch, they might think, no.
That was a sniper.
That was a sniper.
You know what I'm saying? That was a snipe, you know. But yeah, I you know, I mean, people just really got to see that, and really all you got to do is look at the stories, and you know, AJ is over here living the Cinderella life. Deontay Wilder's over here living the pauper life, so to speak. Not that he's poor or anything, but you know, it's not that road treatment that AJ is getting, the red carpet rolled out and all this stuff, and
the respect he's getting is still, you know, just from the real recognized real, but like the upper crust is still kind of looking down on him, you know, looking at him as he's.
And think, what was the biggest threat to that lifestyle? Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
he's the biggest threat to that stuff getting snatched away from you on the landscape right now. You know, I believe Tyson Fury probably would outbox him and get a 12-round decision over AJ. You know, I mean, Tyson Fury took Deontay Wilder's hardest shot and got up, or one of his hardest punches and got up. I don't think AJ got that type of power to even put him down, nor knock him out anyway. He might drop him, but I just, you know, it's real dangerous for AJ right now. And you know, when you start missing, and I mean, even Ortiz and Ruiz in the mix. I mean, all those are dangerous fights for a guy like AJ.
Yeah, especially when you factor the fact that he didn't go and fight Ortiz. You know what I mean? You know, guy wasn't Wilder exactly, but he didn't have a belt. But he was a guy that could have built his resume up. But it was kind of like, whoa, now, you know.
And think, you know, when it goes back to all it now, you know, Deontay Wilder made the statement about, you know, how he's lying and stuff. It kind of make you wonder what happened with the Ortiz and Joshua negotiations. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know Ortiz said he got lowballed. You know, that's possible, man. It's possible. We see that, over in UK, they be playing dirty, trying to, you know what I mean? It's possible now. We seeing that.
Because it's like, they probably have a plan to already give him an offer to make him say no. That's what we tried.
That's what I'm saying,
what's the
dude.
Thing where you give your wife a hammer for anniversary gift.
What'd you buy me this for? Y'all don't want? Did you keep this? Oh,
yeah,
dang.
all right, I'll take
for
it.
real.
I'll take it back.
Man, what I'm gonna do with this?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do with this lawnmower, man?
You know you can give it to me. I'll take it back.
But yeah, I mean, people play games all the time because I can't see Ortiz turning down no money. I mean, you not a mega star. This fight could make you a mega star. That's another thing, eh? Take the low money, beat him to get big money.
Get the big money. So
I don't get it.
Now he's going to be kicking himself because Ruiz bit down and humbled himself. And see, that's the thing people like too. They like that story where, you know, a guy comes up like that. Like if Ortiz would have taken that money, they would have said, "Oh yeah, he real." You know,
they like, man, he ain't even worried about the money. They blackballed, they lowballed him. He came in there and took it out on him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like you say, it's a lot of people kicking themselves in the butt right now because they could have been getting these accolades. They could have been, you know, Ortiz could have been. Has it ever been a Cuban heavyweight champion of the world? You know, I don't know. He might have been making history. It hadn't been a whole lot. It ain't been a whole lot, you know. So he definitely could have just been. I mean, that's why I say it's no other fight that caused so much stuff. Yeah, I can't even put the word on it. You know, when you know boxing like we know, and the layers and stuff to it. This fight really shook up the game, dude.
Yeah, and it's not like, again, like if it was like the Hail Mary type knockout, you'd be like, he could bounce back in the mix. But now it's kind of like, where is he going to fit in the mix? Are we going to put him down here and let Tyson Fury and Wilder have it out now? And Ortiz, like, everybody's either just like counted AJ completely out. You know?
Think about it, Ant. This is one question. Does AJ have enough humility to go from a A fighter to a C? Will he hang around being a C? I don't see it.
No.
You don't go from the fucking, excuse me, you don't go from the throne to
a guy
the
that
balcony
goes back
seat.
to the
You know what I'm saying?
basics,
Yeah,
you know?
you that's not
Yeah.
he experienced too much to go back to just being known as he used to hear his name
Yeah.
ringing loud. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
He's that guy. It made me think of that Martin episode where he was chilling in the skybox with that one dude. Then later on, he couldn't get back in, and he was crushed. That's how AJ walking down, because AJ,
bro,
his ego is just as big as him, man.
Yeah.
So it's like him getting taken down like that. It's like all or nothing now.
Yeah, I mean, because he was just talking about I'm the A side. He took pride in saying he was the A side.
Yeah,
and just that quick, you went from the A to that's the game. That's the boxing game for you. That's why people don't need to be talking about no A and B sides. That's something that Floyd brought to the table where. At that time, it was A and B. There ain't really no A and B's no more. Ain't no superstars in the game like that, really.
None
you know,
of
a few Canelo, really. Canelo is one of the few people who can say I'm the A.
Canelo and Manny, they can still hold on.
Manny fading out, but as far as the new Usher, it's really Canelo, the new Usher. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's really, so nobody is a superstar, and they need to get rid of all that A and B.
Yeah, they do, man. For real, dude. And like, I will say this too, like, what Wilder said really made a lot of sense to me, because he just said what everybody was feeling, and that's the real about him. Like, some people were actually targeting him again versus what AJ,
of course,
Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury, of course, said the right things,
of course,
to make everybody like him. Of course, you know why? Because he was like, me and AJ have our problems, but I hope he bounces back and such and all that. While Wilder saying the real, but everybody kind of look at him being cold hearted and he's real.
Yeah, well, the real fans see it that way, and the people that's taking it out, they ain't real fans. You know what I'm saying?
And just like I said, when you brought up I will bring this up too, because you mentioned the Tyson Fury drop. I still feel he was knocked out. Wilder, he went on record to say that Jack Reese said he went off of the spirit of boxing and not the rules of boxing. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So he take that count, take it how you want to take it, but I feel like Fury was knocked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, before we do wrap it up too, man, I want to say, respect to Devin Alexander, fight didn't go his way.
Yeah.
He had a fight on PBC. He got stopped in the 6th round. I hate to see a guy like that happen to him, because I felt like he always had like a durable style. He was tough. He's
throwback. He's one of the new era throwback fighters, though. Had that throwback vibe, look, style. Yeah.
And for me now, like, to see him go down like that, a guy like you're not used to seeing get stopped, do you think he should hang it up now or what?
It's hard to say, and the reason it's hard to say for me is because I don't know his financial situation. I mean, he might got bills to pay.
Yeah.
What is a plan B for a fighter his status, his age at this stage in the game?
Right.
I don't see him as a commentator. I don't know. Maybe he could try. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So from that side, I don't know, but from the punishment side, and he ain't no young guy no more. I mean, it's not looking good for him. That was a bad knockout. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, somebody that we not used to seeing getting guy just face planting in the ground like that. We've seen him, lose fights before, but it not in this fashion. You know what I'm saying?
He always gave it his all and made guys look bad. You know what I mean? He would make you look bad.
His ugly style, absolutely.
That's how good he was. But this fight against this guy Ivan, this seemed like a style where it would have been more tailor made for him before when he was, Devin Alexander. But after what I saw, I just kind of got that feeling if you have other outlets, I would like to see you retire, but again, we don't know his financial situation,
which sucks, man. That some guys might be trapped into fighting even when they're not able to do it. How they used to, maybe just to pay bills. But yeah, too. Ant, before we wrap it up, we got my boy Triple G coming back this weekend against this kid Rose or whatever. And on the trainer thing, I've been watching some of the footage of him working with Banks and stuff, and I see something different. I see him bouncing. I'm seeing more movement. That doesn't mean he's a better fighter or he's going to win fights. But I am curious to see, you know, him in the ring this weekend and see how what improvements Banks, you know, has gave, you know, to Gennady's game, to be honest. So that's this weekend on the Zone or whatever. The guy Rose, I don't know too much about him or whatever, but
No, I was gonna say, who's Triple G again? I forgot.
oh
No,
but
no, yeah.
the guy Rose, I really don't know much about him or whatever, but you know, it's upset season right now, so we just everybody got to bring their A game right now because it's crazy out here.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the footage too. Shout out to Jonathan Banks because he is a guy that kind of put some little step in Klitschko.
Yeah,
You know, good, not just, you know, good aggressive style, but like a very technical style.
Yeah.
And I could kind of see like in the open workout with Triple G, he's kind of adding that head movement, something he ain't really had before, and the quicker jab, you know.
jab and just movement more like so. Like I said earlier when we talking about the trainers, it's about how a fighter can execute a game plan. You know what I mean? The trainer can only tell him and go to the apron, but it's what he can do. So I want to see how well you know Triple G can follow this game plan, and will it work and will it not work? That's the way I analyze boxing. Some people not even thinking about that, but I'm just saying I'm curious to see a guy who had one style and worked with this one trainer for years, switching the knife ending to a brother with a different style of training, and see what he can do. Because I see him bouncing in there looking like Rocky trying to get his rhythm or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen all these Rocky movies, but I have seen that part.
That part where he trying to get his rhythm in there. So you know, I seen that. I'm like, all right. So like I say, shout out to my boy coming back this weekend. I'll definitely be checking that out to see what happened. But other than that, man, that's really all I got. Ant.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the fight too, because like you said, you know, that marriage of a new, you know, with the new champion is going to be interesting because chemistry is important.
Yeah,
chemistry is important. That's what really makes you, because you could have a class trainer, A class fighter, but they got to have they got to mesh. They got to be able to say, oh, I didn't know I could do that, you know, and apply it. You know what I mean? So that's really interesting.
And interesting to the like. I'm more interested in that than really the fight. I don't know the guy Rose. I don't know the guy Rose or whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I want to just see how this all translate in the ring or whatever. I mean, no disrespect to Rose or whatever, but I just want to bring out how, you know, certain fight fans, how we go deep with this shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, the way Triple G was jabbing now, like, it seemed like Jonathan Banks is really teaching him now, like, not every punch got to be a knockout punch, because he's Abel got so used to kind of making him throw knockout shots, and that's where you get gas. Like, be a little bit more patient, set up, you know, throw pity pats.
Just get outclassed, you know what I mean? By God is moving, you know, you just trying to get power all the time. You know, so when you getting able to a real slick guy, you look kind of bad because you head hunting and just working for power. This guy's finessing. He scoring. He's touching, moving. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but like I say, on that note, just it's different. It's a lot with the game, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because it's a fight, but I am going to be watching the fight, but I'm going to be watching the fight through a different set of eyes. You know what I'm saying, this weekend.
Always, definitely, always, man. But, man, that's all you got on this one. You know, I ain't got much else to say except, you know, boxing is life, man. And I say that today because, you know, just the fact, like I brought up earlier, man, like, to me, to get respect from somebody, you got to make your presence known, you know. And I won't say disrespect in the real world because, you know, people might take that the wrong way, but I mean, you got to make your presence known and earn respect by saying, look, this is my environment too. You know, this is my area. If you in this area with me, you got to respect me because we going to both be here, you know. You know, whatever it is, if you in the workplace, in your cubicle or whatever.
Whatever. You're absolutely
boxing
right.
ring, you got to say, look, I'm here just the same as you are and you're going to feel me.
Well, exactly what you're saying is what Ruiz did this weekend and what you got to do in all aspects of life. You know what I mean? Because people don't want to give you respect, man. You got to go and take it, man.
You got to take it.
90% of the time, they don't want to give it to you. You know, people say, oh, I treat everybody with respect. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Most people treat people with disrespect, but when they come across me, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not saying I could beat everybody none of that, but I'm just gonna force that issue of respect. Because if it ain't gonna be that, it ain't gonna be nothing with me. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing. Simple as that.
It's all or nothing, man.
You know, so respect it's all about respect, brother.
Yes, sir,
You
man.
know.
But with that being said, man, just let everybody know where they can follow you at, man.
Y'all can catch me on Instagram at p.barnhill, you know, and you can also catch me on Instagram at Loudpack Boxing on Instagram. And real quick, Ant, I want to let people know that I will be coming with my YouTube soon. So y'all be on the lookout for that also. So, yeah.
Sounds good, man.
That part, as the young people say,
Yeah.
that part, whatever they mean, I don't even know what the hell it mean. I just
what did they say?
Yeah, you ain't never heard them. They be like that part. They be saying a whole bunch of nonsense.
Oh man, it's part. Yeah, I haven't heard that,
Yeah,
man.
they be saying, you know, they be using all this new.
Oh man, I got
kids, and so I'm, you know, I'll be getting hit in the head.
yeah.
with all this
I don't know that
nonsense,
stuff. Look,
you
I got
know
a
what I mean?
great, I got a great coming in right here. So
Well,
just let you know.
join the club,
Yeah.
young fella.
But yeah, man, you can follow me on Instagram, Combo Breaker 99, and all boxing everything. You know, we got a big fight weekend coming up for women's MMA. Got like 4 or 5 fights on the UFC card. Got some Invicta stuff coming up on Friday, so you know, I'm gonna be checking all that out, posting up a little bit of stuff about that. But you can follow Voltron at the Jab Effect. Follow us both there, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can subscribe to the Jab Podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and SoundCloud. I think that's all of them, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If not, just go to thejabeffect.com and you'll find us there. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. But like always, my name is Combo Breaker 99.
It's your boy Boxing P.
And we out, y'all.
Later.
Peace.